stereo. Why did I just say that? I don't know. How's everybody? I love how global things are here in the chat and with techno in general. Happy Saturday, everybody. Who was first today? Acid Bats? Looks like Acid Bat. Yo. We got Silver Knobs, Handmade Detroit Techno, HMDT. Pavel K2 is back, long-time viewer. Luminous Cloud, Martin Crockett, Future World Machines. Familiar names. Stereo Decor. I love it. Hello from Georgia again. Were you here before? We've had some Georgians in the house. Peter Paws is back. Here's Sam. Is it Simple Sam or just Sam? Peter Tressler, Eatsy, Harry Toynison. Did I get that right? Glad to have you here for the first time, and hope you continue to find it inspirational. Thomas Steele in Bangkok. Fantastic. Who else is on here? Jordan, AJ McCone. Supermarks. Asking about the Discord link. Yeah, we need to make sure that works. All right, and hey, Max Wild, fearless leader. Gonna see you soon here in New York. Looking forward. Okay, so we got a Sam and a Simple Sam. You guys gonna have to fight a little bit, right? There can only be one. There can be only one Sam, right? All right. Josh Holiday, Cult. Danke für nichts. Yeah, thanks for nothing. I love it. Kozeps. DJ Normal Norman. Absent is back. Hey, where you been? Absent, I still wouldn't mind having you on as a guest. Why not? You'd be the first viewer to transition into being a guest. And you're making good stuff, right? At least I think you are. Mr. Stereotypes is here. And I think... Oh, Dennis Caressa, greetings from Brussels. Nice. Yeah, as I said, we're global. What's up, everybody? My name is John Selway, and this is Selway Techno Saturdays, brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production School in New York, and in Berlin, and online. We teach music production, synthesis and sound design, arranging, composition, songwriting, music theory, and more. How's that for a pitch, Max? You like that? You like that style? Please press the link below to find out more information about 343 Labs, maybe, if you want, kinda. And, subscribe. How many subscribers are we right now? I know we're over 30,000. We're just growing. I love it. Thanks to everybody who's been tuning in and watching the videos and hanging out here in the chat with me on Saturdays. And maybe you're participating in our courses. I'm starting an online synth and sound design class tomorrow. It is happening. And then I got an in-person class here in New York on Tuesday, right? So this is, if you want to join in the online course, now's your chance. Do it. There's a link below. Click on it. Find out what's going on at 343 Labs here in New York and in Berlin. Find out what courses are coming up. And, I do private lessons too. I like doing private lessons. I've got time during the day, during the week to do private lessons. So if you want to do one-on-one with me and make some techno, give us a shout. Let us know. Email us. Call us. Put it here in the chat. We'll answer your questions. We'll let you know how to do it. So, yeah, someone in the chat earlier, was it Luminous Cloud, asked, is ambivalent today? And no, I had a meeting with him. We're set up for February 11th. I just posted in the Discord channel, in the Selway feedback channel last night, that it was, to get ready, right? You're going to post your submissions there in the feedback channel. We'll make sure we get that link sorted out if it's not working. Maybe we can put even a direct invite to the Selway feedback channel, right? I think we can do that here in the description after the fact, so you can come back and check. And we'll do the social media thing and send out an email thing to let you know that it's happening and to remind you to prepare your techno finished mix, your polished mix, but unmastered. No super loudness, no crazy brick wall limiting, no ozone presets, none of that. keep it dynamic, right? So that's how you give a track to a mastering engineer. So we're gonna Kevin ambivalent. Gosh, what did I just almost say? Kevin McHugh, who is known as the artist Ambivalent. He's an artist and a producer, and he runs labels, and he's been associated with a lot of other cool labels. Like Minus and Plus8, for example. He's also a mastering engineer. So we're gonna do what we did before, like when Lag was the guest. We're gonna listen to your tracks for general feedback, and then we're gonna pick one of those as a candidate for going over some mastering ideas and listening to your mix in terms of, is it ready for mastering, and what would Kevin be doing as a mastering engineer to finish it off, and then giving some tips, I guess, but not divulging all of his secrets, right? He does this for a living in part. So and he's going to be here with me. Actually, that's another great thing, that he's going to be my first in the studio guest. All of my guests have been remote. This time we're going to have to set up multiple cameras. It's going to be fun. So he's going to be here with me in a studio. We're going to be checking out your stuff, and we're going to be picking one to do some mastering, some feedback towards on the mix and mastering side, and then also him talking about his approach and what he does for mastering techno. So look forward to that, February 11th. And what's going on with the chat, everybody? Peter Pause, that's some nice news. In February, I have my very first 2 official releases, not at least because of your gold worth weekly input. Thanks a lot so far. Thank you, Peter Pause, for tuning in. And, I'm really glad that you've gotten some good, ideas, and you've learned some things. And that's excellent. I'm really happy to hear that. Congratulations on your new release. I don't know, share it with us when it's ready. You can always, post it in the Discord or whatever you want to do. Let's see. DJ Normal Norman. I delete 70% of my tunes because I'm self-critical. Yeah, and that's a thing. That is a thing. The mind games that we play with ourselves, or that, get in the way of being more productive and being creative and finishing things. So you have to battle back with positive mind games to get yourself to do them. I got to say, if you feel like this is a recurring thing and you could, use a little bit of help to get through a situation like that. Something like, I don't mean to turn this into another sales pitch, but I really believe in the power of this. We do 343 Studio, and we have these mentorship sessions where you can check in regularly for 15-minute sessions, just to give you advice on moving forward, give you, track feedback, but also general feedback on getting over things like delete 70% of my tunes because I'm self-critical, right? It can be good to get another perspective in cases like that. I'd love to help you out if you're interested. Keep that in mind. Let's see. What else is going on? I just want to see what you guys are talking about here before we move into some music. Y'all are talking about Rotterdam Termination Source. Supermark says, Rotterdam Termination Source is my all-time fave band name. Yeah, we're getting back into the hardcore, the gabber. Is it gabber? I don't know. I can't say it. I used to make music like that too. I'm into it. That's fun. Good to have some references there. I've done a couple of distorted kick drum things and harder techno things on the stream, but I've never tried to do that kind of hardcore or gabber stuff. So I was meaning last year, I was talking to Lenny D about doing an industrial strength hardcore techno kind of production thing, having him on as a guest, at least just to talk about it. But yeah, getting our lives to line up has been tricky, but he's still on my list of people to talk to that I know that are good for that kind of thing. So maybe we'll call him up again and see if he can come back. So, all right, back to this deleting tunes thing. Luminous Cloud is saying, I stayed deleting tunes after sleeping on them. Sometimes the next day they sound like crap. Don't do that to yourself. I mean, nowadays, unless your hard drive's full or something, but even then, this doesn't take up that. If you're working in the box, it's really easy to keep everything. There are definitely times in my past where I would remember, oh, what's that track I started, and then it was gone because I deleted it or something. Don't delete them. Just wait another week or a few days or a week. And I think somebody said wait 3 days. Yeah, just hold on there. You never know how good it is until you've waited and you come back to it. Now, I guess if it still sucks after a week, then whatever. But I've done stuff where like I worked on a track and then forgot about it for like a year, 2 years, even longer. And then like going through hard drives, I'll be like, oh, there's that project I never finished, and loading up and going, why didn't I finish this? Like, yeah, it's valid. Leave it there for the right time and the right moment where it's going to work for you. And then Silver Knob says, no, if it sounds like a crap, it's probably crap. Well, yeah, there's definitely, like, there's got to be a bar to get over before, you know, like, and yes, full honesty, I have definitely forgotten and deleted stuff that I just didn't want to bother with. So it's fair. Either way. Okay. So what I'm doing today is continuing work on a track that I started, and I did some stuff on the stream a while back. I was doing like the sliced up chord stabs and things like that. Actually, just as a reminder, let's listen to some sounds. So just to remind everybody who's been around, this is what we're talking about here. Let's get, oh, that's really filtered. There we go. Right, so this is, we were working on this. We were like taking these chord stabs and adding effects and like trying to add atmosphere and rhythmic variation and stuff. So this is the track that I've been working on, and I was working on this along with the Making Techno course, and you know we got into arranging, and so this is almost a full-fledged track now. There's a lot of layers, there's automation going on, and I'm kind of in the later stages. I also, you know, it went in a bit of a different direction than I anticipated originally. Like I was thinking it was going to be more hypnotic, dubby, not too musical, but in the course of the class we were talking about adding melodic lines and sustained bass lines and stuff, and I ended up kind of liking what I added to this track, although it did change the vibe a lot. So let's have a listen, and we're kind of, you know, listening to this in the context of it's mostly finished, it's sounding pretty polished. I mix as I go, so a lot of like the levels are around where they should be. I'm still doing some small tweaks in here and there, but I'm really getting into fine details, and then in terms of how it sounds and how effective it is and what the groove is. But then I'm a little bit hung up on some of the larger structure and the big transitions, and I haven't finished the ending yet. It's mostly there, but let's listen. Let's just hang out and listen and hear where we're at. And maybe I should unsolo that track so we can hear everything. That'll work better. So far, so good. I mean, it's kind of just not doing much yet. Just establishing a vibe. I keep wanting to close my eyes. Why am I doing this? We got those chord stabs creeping in. Percussion in there. I wanted to have a little bit of brightness besides the hi-hat, but not a typical extra another hi-hat. Got that kind of more acoustic sounding disco-y hi-hat that comes in. And here's one spot where I'm still focused. Okay, I'm not going to stop, but it's sounding a little bit messy right in here. So I got to think about that. but it's not. It's also okay. Like I might be overthinking it. All right, and here's where the big change is. It's not just loopy chords anymore. We've got this Kevin Saunderson, greasy kind of bass melody happening now. It's getting more Detroity. So totally, it flips the vibe, and like whether you like that or not, I mean, I like it, but is this the way I want to go with it? But I think I like it. I like it. I'm gonna stay confident here. Maybe it's a little loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I wanted the rides to come in there just so I could jump the energy up a little bit faster. Now we're getting to the part where I'm still working on the structure more. Goes away. That's the spot that's going to make or break it, right? Supposed to be in there the whole time, I think. So now I got to figure out the end. But we're pretty much. Bring that back. This could be the end, right? It's only 5.5 minutes at the very end. Okay, how am I going to end this? I got to think about it. I mean, it could end like that with but I feel like I should get rid of the bass line at some point. Anyway, as I listen to it all again right now, I'm a little less close to the finish line than I thought I was. Because I just am, as I'm listening to it, I'm feeling how it's going, and I'm asking myself questions. How did I'm like, based on how I feel when I hear things happen and how the energy changes and how the elements progress and what variations there are. And, musically, there aren't that many. There's like a few loops and some chord stabs and a bass melody, and that's it. In terms of complexity of composition, musically, it's simple. All of the details and complexity are how those layers interact and how those sounds change and modify and how those effects are moving around up and down and modulating and things like that. So yeah, let's see. I'm going to go back and listen to this again from maybe this section, maybe from the middle, like from this. There's a first little spot where the kick drum drops out, where the bass first comes in. It's introducing this dark vibe. Now, I have this percussion loop which I had forgotten about. Which I realize I can sneak back in this middle section. It's still sounding a bit messy though. So this is one of the things I was talking about, how in part of it seemed like there's a little bit too much going on. You can hear that percussion coming in now. And it's really crucial as I listen to this, because it's so full and big and busy. I got to be really careful about the levels of everything and whether they should be there at all in certain sections. So there, there's definitely times where taking away stuff or reducing stuff is going to help. Like what I just did there with the chord stabs. I have the filter on this loop, percussion loop coming up, and you're hearing these little sort of tom sounds come in. Let's actually, just so you know what we're listening to, this is what's going on in the background. It's just this filtered conga loop, basically, and that's got some delay, and it's also going to that resonator that we added a couple weeks ago. And then there's this, which is also very busy. And part of the busyness, there's two different variations of it. This is the more sparse one. There's fewer chord stabs, and then you hear the little repetitions from the beat repeat, the glitchy stuff in between. And then in here, when the low bass came in, I switched it to the busier one. And maybe that's too much. I love it, but is it too much with everything? Actually, I'm going to try that. Let's try how this transition works if I keep the more simple one going. Luminous Cloud's always advocating for vocal samples and lyrics. Maybe you should be my lyricist. Red eyes, red light is the shadow of the force. Yeah. It's a little Star Wars sounding. You know what? I like it better with the less busy chord stab. I think maybe I just keep it simple. It's more open, less cluttered with fewer chord stabs. And then when the percussion filters in, it won't be as clattery, Silver Knobs, you're always a good. You're like my critic on the chat. That's fine. I like it. Sounds like good background music, no specific theme. It is kind of. It needs to have a maybe stronger statement. And that could be something that a vocal sample helps with. I hear what you're saying. Okay. So this is right there. I'm hearing something that I need to do. Already, one of you had asked if we should listen from the beginning again. I know it's. This is one of the things that slows you down with arranging, is having to listen to it all from the beginning. I'm deciding right now, I'm confident that the first like 65 to 81 bars are like good right now. So, but yeah, maybe we will listen to it through one more time before we're done today. But all right, I was talking over that. I was talking about Silver Knobs. Sorry, I'm just kidding. It's cool. Don't worry. I'm smiling when I say it. Don't worry, Silver Knobs. But no, it's good. It's good to have that for me. It keeps me on my toes, and it keeps things fresh. So I'm fine when you guys disagree. If you don't like it, that's cool. Someone else does, and then maybe another time I'll make something different that you will like. So anyway, not to dwell on such things. I'm going to listen to this transition again and listen to what's happening between the chord stabs, with the filters on the chord stabs, and I'm also listening to what's happening with the filtered percussion that fades in, that sneaks in, and then there's this transition around right before 113 where the rides and the hi-hats and everything come in full. I just want to make sure that we're doing this right. And I'm also listening to the bass melody and like how big it is. It does get really bright and thick. And you'll notice sometimes I'm like bringing it up, and I've pointed this out before. I'll bring it down again at a transition, so I can go up again. Right, so right there when the hi-hat comes in. That's a little too much. And even like tiny little changes, like going from like 3,396 hertz to 4,003. That's not that tiny, but you see, I'm just going up a little bit. And it would be more natural. Like if you were turning a knob on the synth, you would be moved. You'd feel it. And I'm always adding breakpoints as if I'm like, what would I do if I was turning the knob up and down, and along with the vibe that I have here in the music. Right here, I'm going to swell up again. I'm going to go back down again where the hi-hats and the rides come in. Because it's like they're trading energy, right? Now it's going to go all the way up. I've even changed the variation on the bass, so it's not as busy, more straight ahead. Okay. I'm wondering now what to do. Now you know this is the end. Any of you old enough to have been into the specials and two-tone ska and everything in the late 70s, early 80s? I am. That's my secret history. All right, let's listen to this. So I'm doing this kind of like the bass fades away into nothing, and then there's that little synth hit that happens before the kick drum drops back in. And I'm like trying to find the balance between how smooth the transition is. Do I want to go to total silence? Is that a little cheesy? Do I want to keep the energy going and not have that little pause there? That's okay. Let's see. Fading away the chords. Like, do I want to make it that thin? Right? This is going to take a minute. There's also a high pass that I have after the synth. it's a little like almost too smooth, right? There's that little whooshy reverse thing that I'm actually gonna, oops. Didn't mean to do that. I had that little reverse noise at the going in to the where the kick drum comes back, and maybe I'm gonna ditch that so it hits more straight. Right, but then you hear it. It was kind of covering up the end of what the bass was doing there. So what is this? Maybe it doesn't need to go as high. I don't know. This is where I get stuck. Like, I'm pretty good at nailing out, like knocking out the big picture arrangement like really quickly, but where it starts to take increased time for result is this is these little, like, is it hitting just right at that moment? And that's really important, actually, as you get more and more into details and more polished production, is like taking the time and to go over and make these hit just right. Now, of course, there are times when you get it just right the first time, and if you're more of a live jam hardware oriented kind of in the moment kind of creator, and you're doing it live and it's just happening and you capture it, great. But when it's kind of sculpted like this, where I'm starting with a big block and then I'm zooming in and I'm like getting more and more detailed as I zoom into these transitions, yeah, definitely, you know, to capture the right feeling without it being too like too perfect or too, I don't know, like you don't want to lose the vibe either. So it's definitely a place of that takes practice. Let's say it takes practice. Lag is in the house. What's up? Good to have you. Okay. What about it is bothering me? Is it what the synth is doing? What the cult bass melody is doing? What is this automation doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, the cutoff, it kind of, maybe I should just keep it straight. Let's listen to it when it doesn't have a little fade at the end. Yeah, I mean, that's cleaner a little bit. I could also even just exaggerate that it's just making it stop. I don't know. Let's try that. Yeah, it kind of, you hear it tailing away from the release envelope, the amp envelope, right? Let's try that in context. Alessandro says the filter cuts too much before the drop. You might be right. Now that you say that, and I did fleetingly have that thought as well, is that maybe it's getting too thin with the high pass. So let's take that advice and make it so it doesn't thin out as much. So I'm going to bring that high pass filter down. Yeah, I mean, it sounds heavier, right? Maybe actually, if I'm gonna drop it out at that beat, it doesn't do it anyway. It doesn't actually fade that much at all. Like maybe we just keep it really subtle. I don't know. Again, trial and error. Practice makes perfect. Now I think that, where does that little synth hit come in? It can come down to this. It can come down to like the note ends like an 8th note or a 16th note too late or too early or something. Like because there's that long release time. That's even another thing I might go and look at. I don't know if I'm going to solve this problem live right now. I might have to come back to this later. But where's the envelopes? Here's where we're like, okay, I'm learning a new synth. Where's the ADSR? There it is. Where's the release time? There it is. Can I just click on the, oh, there. Okay, there's the slope. That's not what I want. I want the release time. Right now it's got a shorter release, so it's stopping. So I can play with that. Or do I want it longer? Somewhere in there might work. Alessandro, I agree. I'm not going to filter it out as much. I'm going to just keep it fuller. It's enough that it's by itself almost, right? It doesn't have to get all thin and tweaky like that with the resonance and the filter. All right, I'm going to listen to this section one more time. Let's see how we feel about it. Everybody feel the dance in your chair. Feel like dancing in your chairs? It's cool. As I listen to this, this is sort of a little bit Smith and Selway style techno, isn't it? But it's just me. That makes sense. Chair raving. Wait a minute, I'm not at a rave, actually. I need to get my phone out so I can take a picture of the DJ for my social media. Now I'm raving. You're not a raver if you don't have your phone up. Absent, I'm not making a riser. How about a snare drum? I'm trying to do this without resorting to cheap tricks, okay? Maybe this is where maybe I don't need a riser, but something. Some new element that focuses your attention. Like a techno-y lead, or I don't want to do something melodic. I want to do something like weird or noisy. Okay. So here's now what I'm thinking. Oh, Doug, you're not the only person to watch this on a TV in a home theater system. I think that's great. Actually, we have a TV in the lounge now over in here at 343 Lab, and we put we can play video games and watch movies now. If we haven't yet, but we could. But I have the stream going out in the lounge area. So yeah, you can just chill on the couch and watch. It's great to do that. It's fun. If I go home, I watch in my living room. I go on YouTube on the TV, and it's so weird to see myself on a TV. It's just trippy. It's different when I'm here and I'm looking at my laptop and the camera. All right, so Future World Machines is suggesting maybe some strings, and that is a thing. Like this style of kind of Kevin Saunderson sustained bass melody kind of, which I am influenced by, right? I love stuff like this. To like play big uplifting strings on top of this would be great, probably, and make it more anthemic and big. Yeah, that's a direction. Yes, silence. It is silent time. It is time to rest your ears. How are we? What time is it? I blew past the half hour. So now that we're in silence and calm and taking a breath and centering ourselves, you're watching Selway Techno Saturday on 343 TV, brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production School, based in New York and in Berlin and online. We teach you techno in cyberspace. If you want to know more about what we do, we have links in the description. Please click and follow on the journey towards enlightenment and find out how we can assist you in reaching your destination as a music producer. Anyway, that was silly. I'm glad I'm having fun today. This track, if I'm in this good of a mood working on the track, it's a good sign that it's going well and that I'm happy with the track. Also, you guys in the chat have been good. You're asking good questions. You're making good comments. You're saying funny things. All right, I got another vote from absent for strings. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, after we take our little pause here, maybe we'll finish out with trying to write like a string part to make it uplifting and, I guess it's keeping in the Detroit vibe in that way, right? Housey piano could work according to Harry Toynison. Tell me I'm Tunison. I really like to be able to figure out how to pronounce names correctly, and it's impossible when you're just reading it in the chat. But yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know that I want to go piano on this one, right? That's like a whole nother, like, I feel like that's a step outside of the genre or subgenre that I'm in right now. Okay. So I think strings through a mangler according to Live Society. And then, okay, all right. You got me, Commissar. He meant silence during the break. I don't know. I like the idea of having just a moment of silence right now. Let's see how long we can stand it. Okay, that's enough. I'm like watch it. Just you'll see like the YouTube views going down if I do that too long. Doug Smith's wife just shouted 303. Not doing acid today. Not doing acid today. Flakes says bells or mallets. Okay. Dry Desert saying when in doubt add some cowbell. And then yeah, see look, Silver Knobs has to go. I've already lost one from my moment of silence. High past the bass earlier so that it is actually silent for a second or two according to lag. All right. We're getting some ideas. I think I might still try the string thing, but let's first go back over here. And all right, the bass is already high passed, but maybe like high pass it earlier is what you're saying, I think. So that's what I kind of did before. So it needs to like, in order for it to go to silence, I need to stop it sooner, get rid of it sort of sooner. And I actually did think of that, to have it stop when this little bass hit, right? There's this little donk with an echo. It's a donk. We talked about donks before. That is a donk. Don't be afraid of the donk. Like if I can somehow fade it away or smoothly get it away right when that donk happens. God, I gotta stop saying donk. I'm sorry. Yeah, that sounds weird if it stops that early. It needs to at least go to like that beat. But then it'd have to, in order for it to be completely silent, I have to, this is where what I was playing with before with the envelope, right? This is it has to be a short. It has to stop quickly. It can't ring out after I let go. All right, here's I don't know if this is gonna work, but what if I do the opposite? What if it fades? What if it filters out the highs instead of gets thin? And then maybe even stays in because it's dark. I don't know. What do you think, Lag? Like we're making that little whoop whoop donk thing. What sound did I just make? All right. I am not sure. I am not sure. I know I'm not going to solve this right this second. Let's take a break from that. We'll let it be what it is for now and see if we can't figure out some strings or some kind of uplifting chords to go on top of that bass sound. All right, so we want to add another MIDI track. What synth should we use? Future World Machines does not like the donk. I know, it's a thing, right? It was, it's something we did in the class, and I kept it in there because it just was like adding a little occasional variation. I'm not married to it, but it's not horrible or anything, but, to each his own. Let's do something kind of classic. Let's pick out a vintagey V Collection synth, like a Jupiter. It's got that kind of, rich analog, chorusy string type of sound, maybe. Either the Juno 6. I don't know. I don't want it to be too complex. I think it'd be Jupiter 8. Let's try that. Hopefully we're not going to kill my CPU. And I totally, someone commented on one of the videos on our YouTube channel that John needs an M1. I'm like, yes, I know. I'm really cheap. I'm just holding out as long as I can, right? I'm trying to be, I'm on a budget, all right? I'll be honest. So, all right, that's not the right sound. Let's try and find some strings. And these are going to be, that's already kind of in the right ballpark. Jean-Michel Jarre synth? Why not? And that classic preset. Oh, I love it. All right, I'm gonna start with that just to get some MIDI in there, and then we can always tweak it or find another sound. And then, to make this really easy, I can just copy the MIDI for the bass onto. Right? It's already kind of cool just having that buzzy, bigger, brighter. Probably we'll start here. Let's try an octave higher. Should I build up the chords tediously one note at a time, or should I take the easy way out and put a chord effect in front of it? I think I'm going to do this for now. Let's do a minor third and a seventh. Let's just hear a triad, minor triad for the start. Wow. No. See, that's why I want to build it, because I want to go from minor to major. But let's add in a seventh on top of that. And I don't know. How far can we go with this? Oop. That's more what I want. Detroity. I'm not sure about this. I kind of wanted an even higher note. So, yeah, so the drawback of this is, one, I might be running out of notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's my polyphony? I mean, the real Jupiter 6 only has 6 notes. This is set to 8. I don't know. Let's give me some more voices. And some more unison voices. Is there even unison on the sound? Yeah, see, that's also not good because you could, you know, it's the right sound, the right, maybe I need a shorter release time so they don't overlap. Too many unison voices. Getting into like, oh my gosh, my brain just went out the window. Vince Watson and that kind of thing. We're getting into his territory now, I think, with sounds like this and rich chords, and also it also has lots of rhythmic chord stabs. So I mean, I love this style. I need to work on this some more. I need to work on the sound. You know, that's just a preset. Let's play the like preset roulette and just see what happens. Nope. Just make more mellow now. Fix the MIDI. It's driving me nuts. You hear what's happening, right? Like, not that some of the notes are. All right, I want to make them so they're not overlapping, so I don't cut voices out. And maybe I don't want that high note because it's with a long attack on a pad like that. A little better. We're getting, it's a little smoother now. All right, and then let's listen to this. Maybe it's all these extra notes. I like that. But then there, you hear like when the voices are cutting out. Why is that happening? Is it because of the unison, the number of voices I'm using? Is it the preset? Ay. All these things that get in the way of being productive when you have to mess around with things. Let's go. Oh, I have to up the polyphony again. I forgot that. I changed the preset. I didn't increase the polyphony. That's the problem. Better. That's what we want. Do we want effects? Some chorus. We're getting dreamy now. It's getting into like I'm taking the energy down. That's what happens with pads. That's why I was thinking like bright strings before. All right, let's reset. All right, so it has to start happening before that break, right? Where is it? Kind of in the background there, which is good. If I can increase the cutoff. Could add another note on top of that. Can the polyphony handle it? are we? Where did we go? It's almost 2:00. I'm gonna leave it there. I feel like that's a high note. It's euphoric, like that rich harmony on top of that kind of grindy bass line, and then we've got the drums and the chord stabs have the hypnotic groove underneath it. It needs work, and in the beginning, I was thinking I'm pretty close to finishing this track, and now I've made myself go farther away from finishing because I've added a level of complexity that I have to deal with and stylistic choices that made me kind of rethink things. So hope that you found that interesting and helpful and enlightening in some sort of way, or maybe you're just hanging out on your couch, in your couch raving. Doug. Thanks everybody for hanging out. This was a blast. I'm in a good mood today. I'm going to carry that mood right out the door and get on with the rest of my day. I just want to say thanks again for all of you who are regularly tuning in. And a last little reminder to check out what we're doing in terms of our courses, our studio subscription, our events that we do. And then Ambivalent is going to be on February 11th. There'll be info in the Discord channel. We will make sure you guys, if there's a link to join the Discord that needs to be updated, we're going to fix it. And look out on our social media for an announcement. And, we do an email blast to, people who have signed up for things before to let them know that things are going on. So, yeah, the info on getting your tracks in for submission for the feedback and mastering advice with Ambivalent on February 11th is forthcoming, right? Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your week. See ya next time.